Hey guys, welcome back to the second fan-voted ranking, and this time I asked you guys to rank the chapters. And again, if you haven't voted yet, I'm gonna have a link in the description to actually send you to the video where you're supposed to vote. But other than that, I don't have a say in where these chapters go unless there's a tie. If there's a tie, then I get to decide where each chapter goes in that scenario, which there wasn't as many ties as there were in the Partners in Time area ranking, but that's because there's less stuff to actually rank. But I will say that it was definitely more one-sided than the area ranking. So other than that, don't forget to subscribe so the Shroobs don't die, and let's just get started. Thank God no one voted for Bogley Woods, because I really don't like this place. And I'm pretty sure most people just think that this is the worst chapter in the game, but I don't really hate it. And I don't hate it either, but I definitely don't like it, and it's definitely annoying going through it. I want to say, though, before you get into the Bogley Tree, I do think that the place is okay. I think the music is fine, and I think the atmosphere looks fine. The enemies are a bit annoying because most of them you kind of need power blocks for, but other than that, they're fine. So, before you get into the tree, I'm fine with this place. But then you get into the tree, and then it just goes downhill from there. First things first, you have the most annoying thing to navigate of all time. Going through this tree is so annoying to navigate because you don't know where everything is unless you've played this game a ton of times, which I've only played it twice. So I'm not gonna have everything memorized. Yes, my second playthrough I did have an easier time going through it, but if you haven't played the game before, you are 100% gonna get lost. I did. I had to look up a guide. And yes, you could say linear, but you do have to backtrack, and it's actually kind of hard to find these locations. But the biggest problem, and I think really no one mentions this, I actually mentioned it in my chapter ranking, the Punies. I like them as characters, but controlling 100 of them is the worst thing in the 1,000-Year Door, in my opinion. They are so annoying to control, and they keep falling off the platform, and the developers intentionally made slim platforms so they could fall off. It's very annoying when they do, and guess what? You have to go back to where they fell, and then you have to restart your progress, which is so infuriating, and it slows down the pacing, and it obviously just makes you annoyed. And something else, too, is that the boss is probably the worst boss in Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door. Think about it like this. Lord Crump. You're just fighting Lord Crump in a machine. Now, before that, you had the timer, which I personally would count as a highlight for this place. I actually like the timer. It's probably the only thing I do like about this place. But when you fight the boss, it's so underwhelming. It's not a bad boss. It's not really annoying to get past. But it's just so stupidly underwhelming and disappointing. It could have been something really cool, but no, it's just Lord Crump. And you compare it to almost every other chapter, and then you just realize how just boring and bland this boss actually is. Even though I really like Petalburg, I can absolutely understand why people didn't give this place a vote. And the reason why is because it is so generic. And yes, it's the first chapter, it kind of has to be, but in reality, if you compare this first chapter to every other Paper Mario game, it's basically the exact same thing. And I personally think that this is the best use of it, because I like Hooktail's castle. I actually think it's somewhat unique, and it's actually fun to climb up. And that's mainly because of Koops' ability, but yeah, I can definitely see why people didn't vote for this place. And again, the reason why is because it's generic. Why would someone vote for Petalburg as their favorite location when there's other places that are more unique and actually more fun? And that's probably why no one voted for it. Maybe it's in somebody's top 3, but definitely not their favorite. It just doesn't make sense for it to. Keyhole Key 100% deserves some votes. Why did no one vote for this place? And I honestly think that people just thought another chapter was better. And I can understand it. I think that this place is my third favorite chapter. But the thing about this place is, well, kind of like Petalburg, it is generic in its own way. It's not generic in Paper Mario game-wise, but it's generic just video game-wise. You're just in a cave, and you're a pirate on a tropical island. That seems very generic for video games, so I can definitely understand why people wouldn't vote for it. But the reason why I still really like this place is because I feel that this place is really fast-paced unless you're fighting enemies. If you're not fighting any enemies, then this place is very fast, and I really like that. It's very fun, and it keeps me very interested in this place. And I'm not sure that many other places do that. I know places like Boggly Tree don't do that, so I definitely like it because of it. And it's very noticeable when I was playing the Thousand Year Door. It was very noticeable that I was having a really fast time playing this chapter. And that's not a bad thing. I also like Flavio as a character. I like Bombury's story. And honestly, again, I really thought that people would vote for it, but I guess not. Maybe people just don't like the atmosphere, the music, or Cortez as a boss. I actually like all of that. So it's really disappointing that this place didn't get maybe like one vote, but at least I get to place it at the top of the places that got 0 votes. If this chapter was only the X-Naut Fortress, and it wasn't Farhar Outpost as well, then I would completely agree with this placement, and maybe even put it a bit higher. But Farhar Outpost ruins this place for me. Let's start with X-Naut Fortress, because in reality, I want to start with some positives. The thing about this place is that, first off, it's on the moon. So, it's very weird that you're already going to the moon and Chapter 7, and that's where the X-Naut Fortress actually is, so it's very awkward and just weird to see. The second thing is that you get to actually explore what Peach was actually going through, which is really cool, and, well, you actually get to see the individual rooms that she went to and those side missions that you had with her. And the third thing is that you get to fight almost every single X-Naut, which I really do like. And, well, honestly, I don't think this place is amazing, but I will acknowledge that for it being the X-Naut Fortress, it delivers. And it's really fun to actually go through and see what this place actually holds. And it's really fun with that. But Far Outpost completely sours my opinion on Chapter 7. And the reason why is because General White. And personally for me, I still had trouble getting Gold Bomb, but at least it made sense from where he was. It was kind of annoying that you had to go to a different chapter or a totally different place to actually find him, but you do see him before you actually go to Chapter 7, so you actually know where he is technically. But for General White, you see him in Chapter 1, but then you completely forget about him. So you have to go through every single chapter and talk to individual people and say, where's General White? And let me tell you, it is the most infuriating things of all time when you go back to the place and you see him sleeping. Because not only did you waste your time going through every single chapter, he's right there. So, you wasted your time. And, yeah, this is before you get to the X-Naut Fortress. So, I'm not going to have a very positive opinion about the X-Naut Fortress, because I just went through probably one of my least favorite stretches of the Thousand Year Door with Far Outpost. It's so annoying, and if Far Outpost was only Chapter 7, then it'd easily be my least favorite chapter in the game. This is my second favorite chapter in the game, and only 2 people voted for it. But I know exactly why people didn't vote for this place. and it's because of the backtracking. And I don't like it either, so I can absolutely understand why people didn't vote for this place. The backtracking is awful. I'm pretty sure you have to go from the town to the creepy steeple around 3 times. Because first time you just go to the creepy steeple for, you actually want to rescue the pigs. Then you have to go back to the town because you see that Vivian's probably upset and you lose your identity, so you don't have any partners. That's pretty annoying. But I like it as a concept, so I'll let that slide. So then you have to go back to the creepy steeple because you need to find out Duplus's name. So then you go back to Twilight Town. You actually say Duplus's name to Duplus, and then he goes back to the creepy steeple. So it's very infuriating that you have to go back and forth almost 5 times. And it's not fun any way that you go, because most of the time, your partners don't have much health, or my bad, your partner, Vivian, doesn't have much health, and, well, since I'm someone who tries to fight every single enemy, it was very annoying that I was trying to avoid them. But everything else about this place, I really like. First things first, I really like the music and the atmosphere. It's very creepy, and it sounds very nice. As well as the concept of them turning into pigs, which is weird at first sight, but I really like the concept of it. As well as the concept of saying Duplus's name. I think that is very unique that you lose your ability to say the letter P, and, well, it makes you lose at the end of the day. I like that you get a shadow siren as one of your partners. I like that you get to go back and see a talking parrot give you the name and then him being surprised. I like these little features about this place, and obviously I like the really big ones as well. The creepy steeple being one of my favorite locations in the 1,000-Year Door. So, there's just a ton of things I really like about this place, but people didn't vote for it because of the backtracking, and I completely understand why. Poshley Heights, people voted for this place because they've only played the 1,000-Year Door once. And that's my personal guess, because for someone who's played it twice, the mystery aspect of this place is just completely ruined for me. Because you know exactly what's going on after one playthrough, because, well, you know the mystery, it's been solved, and I'm not gonna spoil it because I want your guys' first playthroughs to be suffered by Boggly Woods and actually really enhanced by Chapter 6. So, the thing about this place, though, that I really like is the music. I don't really care for the Riverside Station. I think it's a really bland location. I don't think it's bad. I kind of like the sounds and it having no music. But honestly, this place is just boring. It lags for me as well. I'm not taking that into consideration though, because it's only for me. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be that person. But I don't know why, it always just lags when I'm at this place. But the thing is, well, this place is just ruined by the mystery aspect, and I really like it on a first playthrough, but, well, once you play it again, then it's ruined. You already know what it is. The replay value of this place is just sapped to 0. I do like Poshley Heights as a place. I like where you actually attend it, and then you actually discover that the detective penguin is the mayor. I really like that. That's something I really like about this place, but the main train part is just horrible on a replay, which is just sad. I really like this place on a first playthrough, and I know a lot of people did as well, that's why they voted for it, but I don't like it on a second, and probably onward playthroughs. While I think that the final chapter is interesting, I think it drags on, and I honestly have the exact same opinion of it as Shroob Castle. And the reason why is because both of them drag, and while I think this is better because there's more to it, I still think that there's just some really annoying parts that I just don't look over. And I think a lot of people voted for this place because it's the final area. Trust me, the final area isn't always the best one. and it's why this place only ranked number 2, and I'm so glad that it only ranked number 2. I kind of wanted this place to be lower, just because it drags out. And yes, it has the final boss, yes, it has the story behind it, yes, it has you fighting Rodus, has you fighting Bowser, but honestly, I don't care. This place just drags on way too long. I like the music of this place, or the somewhat non-existent part of the music, and I like how this place looks. It's very eerie, which is just very nice, and it definitely should have been this way, and I'm glad it is. But honestly, the pacing of this place is just too slow, and if it was faster paced, kind of like Key Hall Key, then I think I actually would have really liked this place. Obviously, I still like the bosses, and I still like the atmosphere and music, but nothing really saves it for me to actually put it this high. I really think it should have been in the bottom 4. Blitzville had to be number 1, or this isn't an accurate poll. And I'm so glad it won, and it won by a landslide. But honestly, it deserved it, because it has anything for every type of Paper Mario player. If you don't want to battle, well, my bad. You will have to deal with that. But it has that quote-unquote mystery aspect, which I think was pulled off right here, because you get to do some stuff which is still fun. Doing the tasks are still fun, while there's still the mystery aspect. Even though I already know the mystery part of it, I still do those tasks, which are pretty fun. But obviously for Poshley Heights, there's nothing really to it. You're just solving the mystery, and there's nothing really with it. It's just solve the mysteries, and that's it. But for this place, there's actually stuff attached to it. As well as the battles, not only are really fun, but are unique because of the conditions that Grubba actually puts on you. And let's talk about Grubba for a second. Grubba, as a boss and a character, are really good. Because, as a character, you can tell something's off with him, but he honestly just runs the place. But as a boss, he's hard because he buffs his stats constantly. But he's not unkillable, so honestly, this is a really fun fight. He's a really good character. There's a ton of fun fights in general. I completely forgot about Rockhawk. I really like the new hammer that you get. I really like the theme of Rockhawk. And I like the look of the place. I like how cheerful it is. I like everyone in the audience cheering on Mario, which is really cool to watch. And I think a lot of people agree with me on this, so I'm not going to elaborate too much. Thank you guys for watching this video. My next video will be about a Dream Team poll. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't voted, make sure to go into the description below and vote for which one should win in the certain rankings. But other than that, don't forget to subscribe so the Shroops don't die, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.